The biggest thing about Doug was just be honest. Just tell it like it is. You know, if you got a question you can't answer, go ask somebody. I mean, that's what this is all about. Yeah, I got that from Doug. Doug McLeod.
How would I describe myself? A worker. When I got out of the Army, I was ready, so I went to college, but I also worked because I had to work my first year out. My first year of college, at the end of my first year, my son Kevin was born. And by the time I graduated from college, and I worked full time, I had 3 kids. So I'd get out of school at 10 minutes to 2, and I had to be to work at 2 o'clock. I'd be driving real fast, taking my clothes off, dressing so I could I'd be to work 5 minutes late every day, but they knew that. So I went to college and worked till I went to work at 10 minutes to 2, got off at 10:30 at night. I did that for 3 years. It was good, you know. Those days you could do it. A friend of mine had started a business, and I went down there a couple of times, and I liked it. I pulled into the park, and a guy came out of there's a house there, which I moved into when I bought it. And he came out and says, "Can I help you?" And I says, "Yeah." I says, "Who owns this?" And he says, "I do." I says, "Is it for sale?" He says, "Yeah, I'll sell it to you right now." I says, "Okay." It's just kind of funny like that. And we bought it that day. When you came from living in a city, and I was living in Seattle, and you go to a town like Elma, it's kind of you have a different life. And it took me a while, but it really was nice because I got out of the big city, and living in Elma was different because it was a small town.
Yeah, we thought he was crazy living in Elma, Podunk Elma, you know, and but he did. He lived on site and took care of the members. The members loved him, you know.
We kind of thought he was a little crazy when he bought a park in Elma. I was like, "What are you doing?" And I mean, it's turned out to be a great business for you know, my whole family. So I really appreciate the opportunity that he's given me and my family to be able to work here and have some freedom and some fun and really bond with employees that work for us.
One of the reasons I bought it was right on the highway. So when people, it was 30 miles out of Olympia. It was a beautiful place.
Then we get out there, it's a mobile home, kind of run down a little bit originally. Elma. And I said, okay, I see one rotary phone that kind of go like this. Looked around, he got up, went over and grabbed the phone book and said, every RV owner is in this phone book. He'd call one, I'd call one. He'd call one, I'd call one.
We did it right there. We kept calling people till we'd get them. You'd call, what, 10 to get one?
Back then, probably out of the phone book, yeah.
We never even thought about not doing it. We did it.
We had to. I had a house payment, you had a house payment, and when you got to do it, it's different. Totally.
I was the park. I couldn't afford to hire anybody. So as time went on, and then more people were coming down there. We bought a park down on the ocean called Ocean Mist. And I bought another park down there. And that's kind of how we grew.
He is an amazing man who has, you know, he loves his employees. He's, as you know, a lot of our employees have been here a long time. He treats them well. He's their friend, but when he needs to be, he's their boss, with me also. He's very giving, and if the garbage needs to be emptied, he's gonna pick it up and he's gonna empty it, even though he's the boss. He's right in there with all of us and enjoying people. So he was right in it. He knows all aspects of this business, and we've all learned a lot from him.
I had a lot of help when I first got started because I really didn't know what I was doing. And I had people that were campers all their life, and they would come in and I'd go, "Hey, I've got to do this today. Could you tell me what I do?" He says, "No, I won't. I'll do it." I had carpenters and roofers and all kinds, and they helped me do it. I was always that kind of a guy that if I had a problem, I'd ask anybody. And they would always come to me on a weekend, they'd come down on a Friday night. I would never do a thing. They'd get out of here, Doug, and they took care of it, and they'd bring stuff down, and then we would have potlucks. Had those on Friday and Saturday nights, and now people would come down just to do that. And we would advertise, so when people came down, they brought dishes. So we did a lot of those. That was fun. The best thing about it, I think I could really say, is the people that I met. The love that you get from really getting to know somebody. Because here you get, when you're down at a campground, you're not just going to say hi and bye to a guy, because he's going to be parked next to you for maybe a week. So every day you go, oh, he's still around. But you get to know people. You're going to meet people like yourself that like to camp, that like the outdoors. And it's a wonderful thing to be able for these people to take their kids. That's why we have a lot of activities. Keep them busy.
So we're driving down this highway, and Doug's driving. I'm in the passenger side of his car, and there's a UPS truck on the highway heading towards Elma, Aberdeen, that area. And he says to me, tell that UPS guy to pull over. And I said, I'm not doing it. Well, he had electric windows, so he rolls down my window and he starts honking his horn and telling the UPS guy to pull over. And the UPS guy's looking at us like we're crazy or we're trying to rob him or something. And finally, the UPS guy opens up his window, and Doug's driving and yelling through the window, asking if this guy's got a package for Travel Inn Resort. And this guy pulls over, and he actually literally gets into the back of his UPS truck and pulls out a package and gives it to Doug. And sure enough, it's the check with some membership contracts in it. We get back on the road, and he goes, yeah, he said, I was down to my last $20 or something. That was it. And that's when it dawned on me how much he truly was starting over. And he said, now I can have Christmas. And I think he was thinking of his kids and his family. And
that story has really stuck with me. That's ambitious, that's a go-getter, and that's the way he is. He's inspiring. I miss not seeing him every day. He definitely puts a fire under your butt. And he's fun, and he's a jokester. He's like a dad.
It was sad when he retired for the 5th or 6th time.
We all quit a couple times. We ended up coming back. Yeah.
He's retired and not really retired, and then retired, but still worked. But this last time when he retired, it felt permanent, That's probably the biggest change, is just how it feels here. And I don't know what word describes it, except for it's just not the same. It's not the same with him in and out of here, coming in your office and sitting down and saying, hey, what's going on? How you doing? What's going on in your personal life? Everything good? I miss him being here. Like today, him being here, it's like immediately, generally everybody comes down when they hear Doug's voice. It's like, Doug's here. And then everybody will come and say hi and give him a hug and visit with him for a minute and laugh, and I miss that. Him just being present.
The biggest thing I learned is if you want to meet people, go camping. You're going to gain a lot of new friends. And that's the biggest thing that I did. I met so many people. Well, I'm pretty happy and proud because all my kids are in the business. I have a son, Kevin, a son, Craig, a son, Mike, and a daughter, Kelly. And now I've got grandkids in the business.
It's just kind of fun working for a family company, obviously, because it's just, especially being like obviously a company my grandpa built that I've seen, it makes you care a little bit more about it, so it makes you want to work hard. And he's a great guy. Every time I see him, he's got a smile. He kind of he always invokes a smile on you. He's just a great guy. And yeah, I've just had so many great experiences with him.
So it's been really fun having a family.
He was a family man, and he made sure, and I think that's what probably, in my mind, created K&M Resorts was the family aspect of it.
Advice that I have to my kids is to work hard, set an example. If you don't set an example, people aren't gonna. I mean, I've always tried to be the hardest worker, so that I know people could keep up to me. Sometimes people can't, like Teresa can't keep up to me. It's been a great business because of people like her and my kids and my grandkids. And really all the people that walk in that door that are happy with our company. It's been a good ride.